Welcome to my next Dexter Original Sin Season 1 episode review videos. I was able to watch the episode early on the YouTube Paramount Plus channel. Before I get into that, though, pretty important. If you're not caught up to the point where I am at rewatching, you're watching Dexter, Dexter New Blood, Dexter Original Sin, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you find you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this detailed review any further to avoid any potential spoilers. If you're finding this channel for the first time, welcome to the channel. I'm a massive Dexter fan just like you. In fact, I've reviewed every single episode of Dexter on this channel. The original 96 episodes, the 10 episodes that we got of Dexter New Blood so far, and we'll continue reviewing all the episodes of Dexter Original Sin. And then starting this summer, and hopefully for years to come, I'll be covering everything that we get of Dexter Resurrection. So if you want to familiarize yourself with my channel, what I'll do with about 20 seconds left to go in this video at the end screen, you can click on a link to my most recent Dexter Seasons Ranked, which will be right up here. And then again, with about 20 seconds left to go, I'll put a link to my most recent Dexter Resurrection update video, which will be right here. That'll go over some recent news that we've got about the show, which you've probably already heard already. And then something that I want to happen, I think should happen on the show, and I'll give you a little hint. I want Hannah McKay resurrected for Dexter Resurrection. I love Yvonne Strahovski, and I want her back in Dexter. I know that's not necessarily the most popular opinion, but she's awesome, and she deserves to at least have an on-screen death, if anything. So be on the lookout for those two videos, and I'll put other videos at the end there that are Dexter related. So if you're a fan of Dexter and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure that you Hulk smash the like button. Otherwise, you'll have to end up on my table. Share the video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this 7th episode of Dexter Original Sin. What would you rate the episode? And aside from Dexter, who would be your character or characters of the episode? I'll be in the comment section along with T. Parker Evans and the legendary Crazy Coffee Man. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV. This will be Dexter Original Sin, Season 1, Episode 7. The title of this episode is called The Big Bad Body Problem. And this will be my review reaction recap after just finishing watching the episode. We pick up where we left off in the last episode. An officer tells Dexter to turn around as it's an active crime scene. Dexter flashes his badge and tells him he's in forensics. Why else would I be here? So he's let in. And then Dexter wonders to himself if he got caught, if he would get life in prison or the electric chair. He could never decide what would be the lesser of the two evils. Masuka thought he was flying solo tonight. Let's go, minion. I've got tons for you to do. Dexter would want a porterhouse steak rare and 2 chocolate milkshakes for his last meal. Dexter tells LaGuerta glad to lend a hand, and that makes Masuka laugh. Masuka gets annoyed and says who's in charge when Tanya's not here. Me. Dexter examines Handsome Tony's arm, and then as a tactic to get rid of it, he gives it to an alligator and pretends that he got pulled into the water, kind of. So now the evidence is gone and there's nothing that can trace. I don't think there was any evidence other than the actual arm. Nothing that would link Dexter to Handsome Tony's death, but who knows, maybe there was. So no evidence now, so LaGuerta and Masuka go eat. I don't know if they went out to eat together or they just went out to their own separate places, but Dexter still has garbage to take out. Dexter puts Levi Reed's body in the garbage as Sophia sends Dexter a page. The garbage has now been taken and now in a trash compactor. Good riddance, Levi Reed. That trash will be in a landfill somewhere, piled in junk. I wouldn't have put a dead body in there. I would dispose of it somewhere else, not there. That's too easy to be found. We catch up with Nikki Spencer for a minute. Looks like Nikki is trying to make a weapon. Dexter gets home and starts eating leftover spaghetti. Deb comes in and says, "Ugh, you smell." And Dexter asks why Sophia keeps paging him. He doesn't know what the pages mean because he doesn't know page lingo. And then he mentions to Deb he hasn't called her since the double date. And Deb's like, are you serious, you imbecile? And then Harry finds out about Handsome Tony's arm and Levi Reed's body in the truck. And Dexter promises to do better next time. And then Harry sneaks in a cigarette that he has hidden on the porch. Well, a pack of cigarettes that he has hidden on the porch. And as Dexter tries to leave, Sophia shows up. She wonders why Dexter isn't responding to her pages. And then there's a condom wrapper in the truck that makes Sophia mad. She calls Dexter a dickhead and leaves. And Deb is left without a ride. What the fuck, Sophia? Bobby Watt catches Captain Spencer up on his son's case. Batista is also helping with the info. And then Captain Spencer finds out from LaGuerta about the arm getting eaten by the alligator. Sophia is mad at Deb for taking Dexter's side, as Deb told Sophia that Dexter's a dweeb and he'd never cheat. She had to talk him into going on the date, but it wasn't like that. He's just weird and awkward. And then we have Dexter telling Clark that his secret is safe with him. I still think Clark's suspicious, although after this episode, I don't know. LaGuerta tells Captain Spencer about her theory that Dexter actually came up with, and then Captain Spencer looks forward to being amazed. We have our flashback. We start with Harry telling Laura it's all right. You're going to have to trust me. And then Harry tells Laura if she walks away, she'll go to jail, and the boys will go to foster care. Young Dexter runs in calling Harry daddy, and Laura says, that's not your daddy, baby. Say goodbye to Mr. Morgan. And then Harry gets home, and Doris is folding clothes. Harry tells her that he still loves her, and Harry says he's sorry, and Doris says that's the first time you've actually said sorry, as baby Deb starts to cry, and Harry attends to baby Deb, and Laura kind of puts her, or not Laura, I'm sorry, Doris, touches Harry's hand. Dexter is trying to find a new place to dump bodies. He says he really wishes he had a Rand McNally for body disposal. That's pretty funny, as he was looking at a map book. Remember when before we had GPS, we used Rand McNally books or things. Yeah, that's this show takes place in 91, so that's what they got at this time. And then Dexter has some files that he conveniently need to go to the records department, and tells Tanya Martin that he can take them down. And Tanya says, if you think you can handle it, because she knows that Dexter's kind of an imbecile and that he might not be able to. Or I don't know. That's what she said, though. Batista figures out that the arm, and specifically the hand, has a ring that Handsome Tony wear, and he recognizes the ring. And Dexter says, it sounds like justice was served to me. And Dexter tells Batista to focus on the cases that deserve your energy, like Nikki Spencer. Batista thanks Dexter for talking him off the ledge. Nikki Spencer has a weapon, and when our big bad wants to give him food, he tells the big bad, you're going to have to come in here and make me, motherfucker. And then Nikki Spencer takes a swipe at our big bad, and we do see that the killer is Caucasian at this point, or at least the person that's kidnapping these kids, maybe not the mastermind. And of course, we know who the killer is, or whoever it is, at the end of this episode. But that was something that I noticed. I'm like, okay, that's not Clark. I was very suspicious of Clark Sanders, because he just kind of shows up randomly, but we don't really get a lot of his backstory. Little trinkets here and there. But anyway, Nikki's finger gets cut off. LaGuerta and Harry question a man about a Pontiac, and it's actually his daughter's car that she just got. And Harry and LaGuerta tell the folks that they'll need it for impound for evidence, and they're like, oh, that's why we hate cops. Dexter looks to killers for ideas for body dumping, including Ed Gein and John Wayne Gacy. Dexter's research didn't go as he hoped. Sophia sold Deb out to Tiffany when Deb and Gio mess with her vehicle. Deb calls Tiffany Pippi Dick Sucking, and then Deb punches Tiffany. Morgan, my office now, says the physical education coach. Dexter asks Clark, Masuka, and another uniformed cop about where would a good place be to dump a body at, hypothetically, of course. And then Clark mentions a construction site, The night before they pour the cement, obviously a nod to the great Arthur Mitchell, a.k.a. the Trinity Killer from Season 4 of Dexter, played by John Lithgow, who had a brief cameo in Dexter New Blood. A very brief cameo. And then Harry comes in and wonders what the knuckleheads are talking about. Masuka wonders who's paging Dexter. Dexter informs him, and then Masuka says he has a code that wins over the babes every time. And then Dexter's like, what did you put? And then as he asks that, Bobby Watt enters with Batista with a small box in his hand and gives it to Tanya Martin. And she tells Masuka, Morgan, or she says to Masuka, Morgan, my office, and close the door behind you. And inside that little small box, it's a finger. Dexter says this is a monster he can't understand and he needs to get him on his kill table. And then Dexter notices blood on the small box. Could this be the killer's blood? And then Tanya Martin, after he tells her that, is like, good eye, Dexter. And then Dexter examines this blood in a blood slide. Obviously, people like that scene because that's a nod to what Dexter becomes. Tanya tells Aaron Spencer that it's Nikki's finger. She says that the killer's blood may have been on the box, but it's a long shot. It might just be Nikki Spencer's blood. Back to our flashback, Laura Moser is about to bring in groceries to her house when Jimenez pulls up and says, get in. What should I do with my groceries? And he just says, leave them there. And then when they get to this place, Jimenez wants Laura to take off her clothes. And then Laura Moser is introduced to Hector Estrada. And then Estrada wants Laura Moser to join him in the pool, so Laura goes in the pool in her birthday suit. And Estrada is impressed on how Laura has been able to expand her clientele. Estrada invites Laura to the shipyard for a drop, and Estrada tells Jimenez after Laura leaves to keep an eye on Laura Moser. Dexter finds out there's a hesitation cut on Nikki's finger. Deb tells Harry she got kicked off the team and suspended from school. And then Deb tells Harry she's going to see Gio. And then Harry grounds Deb, and Deb doesn't really care. She just leaves anyway. And Dexter tells her don't get caught next time. And then Gio arrives to pick up Deb. And just quick scene to show Gio. Aaron Spencer is in Dexter's lab in the morning. It's the same blood type. And then Dexter notices that Captain Spencer has blood on his wrist. He said he got cut fixing the air conditioning. We find out that Aaron Spencer is indeed our big bad, or at least one of our big bads, as he's buying the same Sunny Smiles meals that look like Lunchables to me. The checker says they're really popular, and Aaron Spencer says, yeah, my kid loves them. And that's what ends this episode of Dexter Original Sin. So I have my gripes because the continuity, Aaron Spencer being our big bad, Miami Metro after the Bay Harbor Butcher stuff would be shut down with these two killers, I think. But we'll see what happens with that. I'll still score the episode an 8.8 out of 10. My character of the episode, I mean, Deb was good. Aaron Spencer was good. So those are my two characters you can pick. You know what? Actually, I take that back. I'm going to give it to Aaron Spencer and Laura Moser in this episode. So, and then just another thing I want to add, unrelated to Dexter Original Sin. So, Dexter Resurrection, since I haven't covered this in my most recent Dexter Resurrection video, is Julia Jones going to be in Dexter Resurrection? Of course, Julia Jones is the one that played Chief Angela Bishop, and she hasn't been casted yet. I feel like if she's going to be in it, it's going to be a very limited role. Otherwise, they would have announced her already. So just a little thing there. But you've heard everything that I had to say. Now it's your turn if you're a fan of Dexter Original Sin, Dexter New Blood, or about to be a fan of Dexter Resurrection once that comes out. Obviously, assuming you like it, and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure that you Hulk smash the like button, share this video with a friend, put this video on any one of your social media platforms, especially MySpace, because we all know that everybody uses MySpace these days. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section and talk to me about this episode of Dexter Original Sin. What would you score it? What do you think about the reveal of our big bad? Who would be your character or characters of the episode? Remember, you'll be interacting with me, the legendary Crazy Coffee Man, and T. Parker Evans. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.